Hey everyone, I'm Sourabh and I'm a professional data engineer. I have like 4 years of experience. So I have started this series where I will be teaching you guys SQL from scratch. So this is the part 2 of the video. So if you haven't watched the earlier part, you can go to my channel and check that video out. So we have finished the beginner level SQL. Now we are moving intermediate level SQL. So now we will cover like aggregate functions, group by, distinct, and these arithmetic operators and all. So let's get started with aggregating functions. So aggregate functions, we have some average, count. What these function do is, as the name suggests, aggregate function we apply on a column. So let's say there is this order table, and what we want is we want to make a sum of all the amounts. Where you select, then we need sum of all the amounts. So amount we have mentioned here, and then from others. So if we run this here, this have given us the sum of all these digits. And one more thing about aggregate function is that it only gives one output as a result, like this. Next thing, let's see average. What average does is it will find the average of like total of all these values. Then we have count. It count like all the records. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records. So it has created count of 5. Aggregate function will only give you one value. So this is aggregate functions. Okay, so now comes the group by. Group by is an important thing in SQL. Okay, let's see the example what group by does. So we have this order table, and like we can see records which are getting replicated, like keyboard is purchased by this person, and this person also have purchased keyboard. So what group by does is it will group these similar type of columns together, and then we can perform aggregate function on top of these. Okay, let's see how this works. Select star from orders. Okay, so now what we want is all the items and sum of all the amount. So what we want is we want all the item and what was the total sale of that item. So this will give us that. So let's run this. I forgot to add group by. So group by, we want to do group by on item. Okay. So here you can see that it has grouped keyboard together. Of all the items are single. Like we can see the amount was the sum of these two amount 800. So this is how group by work. Here also we can see the group by statement is used to group rows that have same values in specific columns, often used with aggregate functions like this, and this. Now we have this keyword having. So the having clause is used to filter records after grouping. It's similar to where, but it operates on aggregate data. So what it means is that having behaves like a filter condition after we do the group by. We use where to filter records like age greater than 22. So we will get these record having some greater than 300. So now you can see that we are only getting those items whose sale is greater than 300. Only these two. So that's how having works. Now we have distinct. So what distinct does is like, as the name suggests. So if we see, we have keyboard repeating, right? So if we want distinct values like keyboard only one time, so what we'll do is we add distinct and it will give us only unique values. That's how distinct works. Now we have SQL arithmetic. In SQL, plus minus multiply divide act like normal only, like we can use plus minus divide and multiply like this. Okay, let's see how this works. So let's say we have this amount and we want to multiply it by 2. So multiply by 2, 800, 600. If we want to plus, we can add, subtract. So arithmetic operators work in normal way. Then we, let's say, math functions. SQL provides built-in math functions like round off. So this will round off our floating numerical values. Then ceiling will give us top value, and let's see how it works. 0.47, and we use uh ceiling, CEIL function. So this will give us the, it will round off this and create this one. If we use floor, it will give us 0. And if we use round, we can mention like big number here. Now in round, we have to provide two things: the actual value which we want to round off, and then till where we want to round off. Let's say I want to round off till 4 digits. So till 4 digits, it has done the round off. Now SQL null. So null represent missing or undefined data in SQL. SQL provides functions like is null, is not null, and COALESCE to handle nulls. So let's see how we handle null values. Example. Okay. Okay, so this is how null values look. So to handle null, we have multiple options like if null function. Different compilers use different syntax. Like somewhere you will find if null is working, somewhere you find if null is not working. So let's say if here it is work, is null, or maybe it's underscore. Yeah, as you can see, is null is not supported in this SQL, but we can use COALESCE. So COALESCE does the same thing. Okay, so what COALESCE does is, like, whenever it found null, it will give this value instead of the null. Okay, you remember like this only. COALESCE, then let's say we want to apply COALESCE on customer ID. So customer ID, then if it founds that this ID is null, we can provide either a default ID, let's say 2 I have provided, or instead of providing a default value, you can also apply like this value. You can add column also here. This column is null, then pick value from this column. And if this value is also null, you can provide like multiple columns here. So whichever value is not null, it will assign that value. Null is also done, null handling is done. Then we have case statement. So like you use if else in Python, we have case statement in SQL. So let's see how it works. So let's take one table. Let's say we have taken this table orders. And now what I want to do is I will perform if else on this column amount. And if the value is equals to 400, then it will give us 1. If it is less than 400, it will give us something like this. Let's see how this works. First we have case, then this case ends. So in between you write your logic. We use this then then else. Let's see how this works. So how this works is when, let's say, when amount equals to, let's say, 400, then give us 400. Okay, and let's say if amount is 300, it will be 300, else we can give us a default value like I don't know. Okay, so if we run this, yeah, okay, here you can see, so 400 is 400, 300, I don't know what this is, then 400, so this is how case statement works. Okay, so case statement also we completed. Now I will be making the next part of this video, so please like, share and subscribe if you like this video, and if you have doubts, type in comments, and if you think I have missed something, you can add that too. Let me know how I can improve and all. Yeah, thumbs up. Thanks guys.